Okay, now since I got the video to get closer up, these are my tooling tools. They're CraftTool. Most of them are CraftTool. I did buy a kit online that was, you know, buy 20 for like, I don't know, I think $10 or something like that. So what we have here are our bevelers. I have a smooth beveler, a crosshatch beveler, a double-sided beveler. This is really nice for getting an even bevel between the lines, and of course you can angle to make sure you get things like that. You can certainly do, you don't need all these tools. I'm just, I don't know, a collector. And I have used all of these actually, just to do impressions and practice with, and fun stuff. Please ignore the bird, Max, and my mother in the background. Max! Really?
As long as he's hollering at you.
Yeah. These are the veiners, which make the decorative parts on the leaves. You can also use them to make ridge designs in the grooves and stuff like that. My cedars. Cedars. Did I do any seeding? I did do... Wow, it doesn't come up very well, but that's actually using the cedar. I also used the cedar for the stamen in the flowers. A matting tool or background tool. This is what's used in between here. The decorative tools, the basket weaving tool, you know, flowers and leaves, butterfly, and this is actually another type of background tool, usually used on the outside to create pretty depth and stuff. And then these are my small ones. We have, let's see, bevelers. Here's the bevelers. Crosshatch beveler, smooth beveler, angled beveler, and this one is an undercut beveler, which you can also use to make the petals of flowers and things like that raise up. Pear shader, a stop that actually can be used as a pear shader, but really it's meant to create the divots at the base of the flower, so you can really sink those into the center of the flower. And then I have a meal's foot, which, oh, meal's foot. I use that. Where are you? Well, maybe I need to, I did. You can barely see it along here, the meal's foot that goes down and creates this piece of leather has been wet and dry and wet and dry and wet and dry probably close to 50 times, and I'm not kidding, as I did the tooling and the 3D stamps and the gouge and just playing around and stuff. Okay, so we also have the tooling. Gosh darn it, I wish I knew the names of these. Tooling sticks, whatever. Tooling, they have the tools on both ends. This one right here is a tracing stylus for tracing your pattern. You know, you can also, it's also got a wider one, and you can also use this to do tooling. When your leather's wet, it's very malleable, and you can actually push the leather around with these tools. This is also an undercut tool that you can use to lift the petals and the leaves and stuff like that to make give you even more depth. And I bought the set of 6. There is a 7th one. It costs about $20 though, and it's for creating kind of a 3D. Basically, when you get your leather wet, you run this bulbed tool underneath on the back side to create actual raised sections that when your leather dries, you can have a more of a 3D effect. Let's see, moving on to dyeing, we have tiny brushes, very, very tiny brushes, because when you do something like this and you're going to actually color it, you really need to do it very, very fine, very light, very gentle. And this will get into all the nooks and crannies. With the acrylic dyes, gosh, Max, with the acrylic dyes, you have to be careful. You put the acrylic down for the initial color. Then you take your super sheen or a Resolene and you paint specifically over the acrylic and you let it dry for 24 hours. And then you can go over with your antique finishing or leather stain to bring out the all your cuts and everything like that. If you don't do that and you put this, it just completely dissolves your color, ruins all your color. Yeah, I found that one out the hard way. Let's see here. The colors that I have are, and I've been using the EcoFlow, red, yellow, green, blue. You can pretty much make any color you want with these 4 colors. Being a water-based dye, you can thin them to make the color lighter, or you can even let them dry out just a little bit to make the color darker. This is Easy Carve, EcoFlow Easy Carve, which you can add to your water to really get the correct moisture content of your leather. It's nice and it works really well for people like me who are not all that great with a swivel knife yet anyway. Can really get better carving with that. Sponge for using the dyes and stuff like that. The other items that I have is gum tragacanth, which you use on the edges, and I'll show you on this piece because I did actually round this edge with the gum tragacanth, and this edge is nice and smooth. You can see the fringe has laid down, whereas this is you can see all that fringe and stuff like that. The gum tragacanth just lays down the edge. Of course, you can use wax and things like that, and a good old slicker. This is barely broken in as far as slickers are concerned. You can add oils to them or wax to really get a good smooth surface for slicking. What else do I have in my grab bag? Tacky glue, which if you get it wet you can dissolve it, whereas the leather cement, once you put it on, it's permanent. Max, you're killing me. When you're doing using the adjustable groover, this is a 4-in-1 that I got from like China or Hong Kong or something like that. I love eBay, by the way, and it has various bevelers, various size bevelers, and a line tool, as well as the the gouge there, which takes a strip of leather out. The other stamping tool that I use are the 3D stamps, and clearly mine is an animal-based theme. I love my critters, but basically what you do with these is you position them on your leather. I use this big one, and I'll tell you why. It's more expensive, but it's easier to rock the stamp to really get all the impressions and everything like that. It's very nice and heavy. Whereas this, I find it harder to rock because it's loose, you know. This one's pretty solid and fits just about every stamp you got. So those are the 3D stamps and the tools to put the 3D stamps on. The other things that I got, rivets, snaps. This was my first alphabet set, very basic. I also got a 1/2-inch set. This is the edge of my case that I'm making. Lowercase, uppercase, numbers. This is a head knife that I found in an antique shop for $6.50. I still need to take it to the grinder, but I bet I can get a nice honed edge. And it's for cutting out the leather. You can also use it to bevel the leather. When these things are sharp, they're great. If you go on eBay, you can find them for like $40 and up. Here's some projects that I have planned that are in the works. Dog collars, Tom Thumb purse. I thought that'd be really cute. My next wallet and a journal. So I'm going to be working on those. And I'll probably show you the project. Daubers for the dyes and particularly the antique finishes. As you guys know, I love fish and these bags. If you buy activated charcoal, 1 pounds often come in these, which they're very nice when you wash them out, and you can use that for various sundry little trinkets that you use. This is my jeweler's rouge, which I use on the leather strop. Water for wetting the leather. What else? Oh, now we get to sewing. We've done our pattern. We've traced it onto the leather. We've cut it in with the swivel knife. We've added all our tooling and stamps. We've done the stitching chisels. We've painted it. We've stained it. We have... this is another gouge tool that you can use with the, this is a very cheap way to do the gouge, use with the swivel knife. There's a nice video by Tandy Leather on how to use that. Then we get to sewing, good old-fashioned sewing. This is a stitching awl, which basically when you use the prong chisel or any type of anything to make the holes, they kind of close up a little bit. So for each hole that you sew, you want to use a chisel just to open it up, again, just a little bit. And then I have faux lace, which is nice and sturdy, as opposed to the suede or anything like that. I find is a little less sturdy, but it may look nicer. I don't know. And then we have white sinew, and somewhere in a drawer I also have black sinew. The needles that I use for, this is for the lace. These are lacing needles, 2-prong lacing needle. And then the needles that I use, and I don't know the number on these things. They're like I don't know, a 2 or a 3, I don't know. And these are the lacing needles that I use for like the saddle stitch or what have you. Tape to hold patterns down, double-sided sticky tape to temporarily secure 2 pieces of leather together, screwdrivers to work with the tools, like this requires a tiny little screwdriver to adjust that, just to take that out and put in a different blade. And then we come to the bin, which has, this is like 2 or 3 ounce leather. This is 8 or 9 ounce leather, which of course I'm using, but these are my practice pieces. I also have some old leather that I bought from like a festival, heritage festival. Excellent practice. Rubber gloves for dyeing. You get that stuff on you, especially the antique finishes, and your fingers are going to be colored for quite a while. Extra sponge, things like that. The kit that I got came with a wooden mallet. There's also rawhide mallets and some really nice polycarbonate mallets that you can purchase. And you know, they can get kind of pricey. All of this stuff can get really pricey. The Tackle-On. These are the brush sets. These are the professional brush set that I got. I have to admit, I kind of splurged on the little brushes. But they're very, very nice and very, very accurate. So, this is my leather accoutrements. I'll show you some leather projects and things of that nature as we go along and do things. And do you have any more comments for the Peanut Gallery, Max? Huh? No? You don't like the camera, huh? Alright, till next time.